Hey, what's up guys? Tomorrow makes 1 year since I changed the oil in our truck. I can't believe it. We only have 6,500 miles in 1 year. That shows how much we're using our truck these days. And it also tells me that we did not travel enough last year. So hopefully we're gonna change that this year. Springtime is coming up on us pretty quick, so today we're going to go ahead and do a lot of maintenance on the truck. This will be our second oil change. We have about 13,500 some change on the truck now. So anyway, today we'll be doing an oil change, and we're going to be doing a fuel filter change, which this is my first time and I'm a little nervous. And what I want to show you guys is how much maintenance costs on this truck. I've tried to keep up with it as much as I could from the time of ownership. When we decided to upgrade from a gas truck to a diesel, we were really worried about maintenance costs. Luckily, this is not our primary vehicle. I don't drive it every day, obviously. And it's worked out well. For towing, I'm blown away still every time we tow something. Let's get into it. As you can see, I'm already draining the oil. Let's put the new stuff in, and we'll talk about prices and compare it to our old truck, the Nissan Titan XD. It was a gas engine. It had the 5.6 liter, and it was awesome. Okay, the motor oil we're going to use today is Schaefer's 540 OTR Plus. This is highly recommended everywhere you look. Schaefer's is supposed to be some of the best oil you can use. I'm also going to use a Wix filter. I used the XP version the first time I changed the oil. I couldn't find those this time, so we're just going with the standard Wix. For the fuel filter, I did go with the OEM, and this is the part number I purchased, and this is what it looks like. I have an O-ring, and then the lower filter looks like this. Let's talk about the maintenance on our gas truck. We didn't use Schaefer's for one, but I want to compare this apples to apples, so I'm going to use Schaefer's in our comparison. Nissan calls for a 0W20 in the 5.6 liter, so that's what we ran. I looked up 0W20 in Schaefer's, and I just don't think I could pay $200 a case. So if it were me personally, where I live, I would go with the 5W20. That will almost get you 2 oil changes because the truck holds 7 quarts. So on the Titan, we also used Wix filters. I tried to use the XP version, which is around $10, which kind of makes me feel bad about the diesel version now. And the standard Wix filter was around $750. So very affordable for both of those for very high quality filters. Okay, so if all of that was not enough, there are still more things that I use in my diesel truck that I didn't use in my gas truck. One of those being this everyday diesel treatment. Every time I fill up, I use about 2 ounces of this, and that is added costs, obviously, over a gas truck, because I didn't really use anything in the gas truck except for maybe a fuel injector cleaner every now and again, and honestly with the direct injected engine in the Titan, it really didn't do anything. So that's another added cost. Also, I used another product by the same company, Hot Shot Secrets. It's called Extreme Diesel.
No.
Diesel Extreme? Yeah, Diesel Extreme, that's it. So about every 5,000 miles, I added half a bottle of Diesel Extreme. So I'm gonna add that into the total cost of the oil change. Also, something else that I'm gonna show here in this chart are air filters and cabin air filters. Now this will be different for everyone. So I checked my air filter, it looks great, which makes perfect sense. I'm not really in dusty environments very often. So, you know, you're gonna get a little more life out of your air filter if you're just driving up and down the interstate. So if you're in a dusty area, you may wanna check that more often and obviously change it more often. So what I'm showing here in this chart is worst case scenario. $500 per 7,500 miles. So it's pretty obvious it costs quite a bit more to maintain your diesel truck than it does a gas truck. Is it worth it? To me, yes. We don't use our truck that often, and doing this one time a year really doesn't bother me so bad. So if you're yelling and screaming at the screen saying you don't have to spend that much money, you are absolutely correct. You can go out to Walmart and buy diesel oil and whatever filter they have. Change your oil every 5,000 miles and you'll be good to go. Probably, I would think you could do it for less than $100 for your oil change. Your air filters and all that stuff is going to be, you know, comparable to what I've listed here, but maybe less. And if it is, that's great. For me personally, buying better oils and filters just gives me peace of mind when I'm traveling. I'm still going to change it at 7,500 miles, even though you probably don't have to. But as little as I change it, it really, it only makes sense to me. Rooster. Hopefully this clears things up for you guys. If you're in the market for a diesel truck, hopefully this will give you an idea of how much more you're going to spend on maintenance, because it will be more. There's a lot more to it. You don't have to use these treatments when you fill up if you don't want to. For me, there's a lot of talk of CP4 fuel pump failures in Fords and a lack of lubrication in diesel fuel in America, so I use this just for that. If nothing else, gives me peace of mind. Had no issues so far, and I plan to use it as long as I have the truck. So if you have any questions, if you have any other suggestions, you're a diesel owner. I've only owned a diesel for less than 2 years now. I love it. It's been awesome. It's been not as big of a hassle as I was worried it may be. It's been good. So, you know, if you are towing heavy, or if you just really want a diesel truck, you know, don't be too scared of it. There is more maintenance to it. It does cost more. Diesel is always more expensive than gas, which is, that never made sense, but whatever. So if you have any questions, be sure to comment below. I really appreciate you guys watching. Be sure to subscribe to the channel for more content, and we will catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Okay, oil is replaced. New fuel filters have been installed. I'm kind of freaking out. I did all the turning on and purging the fuel filters, but still seems like it's making strange noises to me. So I guess we'll find out if it starts. Here we go. Started.